Hey everyone, Jocular Claymore here, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So, last we left off, we were questioning some drivers to see what they knew about smuggling certain contraband in the city of Revachol. We're doing this for as part of Joyce's questline. She's the bougie lady on the yacht. And yeah, we're just getting to know more of the city and the people, so we know there's a strike going on. We know there's a clash with, of course, the union workers and the scabs. Yeah, I want to see where the story is going. Originally, I wasn't going to record today because I got a lot of recording done this week, but I'm just so enthralled with this story and just everything about this that I just want to keep playing, you know? And the whole point of this is to just have fun. Okay, so we have a driver over here that we can talk to. We talked to him already, but
man. What's on your mind?
let's see if we can exhaust his dialogue, because when we spoke to Joy, she said, "Oh, you haven't talked to all the drivers yet." So, like, okay. We have very low empathy, so I don't think we can make this check. But I do want to try exhausting dialogue, so we'll try. Care to spare some change for a working stiff?
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished work.
They who?
The bosses, man.
Okay, so we're getting more dialogue options, so I think the point is to exhaust all dialogue. Makes sense. First work, then pay.
Makes sense. It sucks is what it does.
Oh, yeah, it does. Sorry, man. Alright. And there is... Uh-oh. Stuck here. There we go. And there is another driver. Yeah, over here. I forget her name. I'm terrible with names, by the way.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music, her eyes looking at nothing in particular.
Yeah, so she was like this the first time we met her, so we just have to snap our fingers in front of her face.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Before I came, you seemed away.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
So he doesn't think she's the smuggler.
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Wait, why is that, Lieutenant?
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He doesn't want your frail mind caught up in something here. Something unconnected to the case. But connected to this woman tuning out like that.
Oh. Should you drive a lorry if you get like that?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best communers around. I drive routes no one else will.
What route?
Land, Udajnaya Zemlya, the Western Plain.
My brain went faster than my mouth, so I was reading the thing, but I had already clicked the button. Okay, she nods and closes her eyes, letting her mind submerge.
The Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestradas do Mirador. All the good ones. The deep trenches. Where the bluebirds fly.
She opens her eyes again and shudders. I'm something of an expert in blacking out. You should take better care of yourself. Yeah.
You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my health more seriously. Thank you for looking out for me.
No prob.
A correct appraisal. You're quite shabby.
Is that all you woke me up to say?
Okay, that looks like all the dialogue for her. Alright, so we seem to have exhausted the dialogue for these two drivers, and then, of course, there is... just over here. I don't think there's a run feature. If there is, let me know in the comments. Or anything else that I've missed for that matter. Alright, so the last driver we have here is the racist driver. Yeah, this guy's not pleasant, obviously. Let's see if there's anything else to say.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
No. Looks like we got all the dialogue. Alright, then, and then over here, that's the gardener. She gave us the gloves and ammonia. Yeah, we're still investigating that, you know, the crime scene with the body hanging from the tree. But, we can't proceed with that until a certain time when a certain suspect or witness will come back, the man with the cigarette. As you can see in the bottom right corner, we have the clock. So if I recall, we have to return to that man's apartment at 2100, so 9 o'clock. Let's go talk to her.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Yeah, so like we already spoke to the lorryman. Let's try that again, I guess.
On the contrary, officer.
Yeah.
There are yet camion...
They must have someone in an overlook position near the gates.
Yeah, they must have someone in an overlook position near the gates. So last time we had tried, we went to the site of the union strike. Maybe it's that guy Mañana. He's the one who, you know, he knows. I think he's with the strike. But okay, we'll see if we have to exhaust this dialogue.
I suggest you go back and canvass for more suspects.
What can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Wait, what if I want to hear about trade secrets?
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
The octopus that straddles Revachol, the Emergencies Act, is the cornerstone of post-war Revachol, inseparable from the world it created.
How do I repeal it then?
Why? By throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the Coalition. Unfortunately for you, the Coalition also leases you the right to police West Revachol.
Also, I peeked at the wiki for Disco Elysium because I was titling the first video Exploring Revachol, and I wanted to make sure I got the city name right. And I'm like 90% sure that you know, Revachol and the history here is all fictional, which makes sense to me. Like you know, and I love that fictional universes, world building, that kind of thing. So that's awesome. It just makes me appreciate the writing more and more, like the effort that went into creating this world. Okay,
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot, in other words.
I'll leave it alone.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
Sipping my coffee. What is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Oh.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Yeah, we spoke to him. Not the large driver guy, but there's like a taller, muscular supremacist. So, yeah. Oh, you mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes. So, the strike is connected to the lynching?
Yes, I believe there is a connection. But that's a subject for later.
Her eyes narrow. How were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
He looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Alright, so before we continue, we hadn't quite known what they were striking for, so now we know that they had 2 previous strikes, and they won significant concessions, including overtime pay, nice, and a medical plan, also nice. I mean, honestly, just basics that you need for all workers. This time, their demands are more aggressive. Okay, what do you mean by that?
Ludicrous, even. It's meant.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Okay, so they also want to... They want to be part of the decision-making process of the company. I would dare say, you know, go further and make a worker co-op where every worker has, you know, equal share, power, influence in the company. Sounds reasonable to me.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
I like it. I don't know what to think about that. Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. So I guess the way I would answer is, I like it.
Then you might also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Yes, democracy is based. Yep, that's a good one. Wait, not hard communist enough for me. Yeah, there's definitely, just like real life, there's, you know, anti-communist sentiment among the people, generally.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker a member of the board.
What exactly do they mean by it, though? What's the demand?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what? About anything, really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
And?
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
That's pretty funny, I have to admit. The workers can't be kings. The king is king. The king is dead. Long live the workers.
That may well be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start.
What are you gonna do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Yeah, we're still investigating that.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
Yeah, so Mañana, he's the union guy that I mentioned earlier. He's probably, he might be the person we need to talk to again, because I can't think of anyone else at the overlook by the gates, so we'll see.
This checks out. No, wait. The chief negotiator heard it from a man at the gates. Surely the Wild Pines Group has more effective channels of information. After all, 2,200 people are on strike. This is a big deal for them.
What happened to this Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Well, that's not a nice term. Did it just start snowing? Huh. Well, yeah. Not cool.
Keep in mind, This is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Okay, the scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to?
Don't let her answer it herself.
Hmm. You mean the huddle masses of Jamrock? Let's call them strikebreakers. You put them there, right?
If these strikebreakers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Tell me about this Union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Goo!
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him. Is he that bad? Can't be that bad. This one.
Oh, heavens no. We get along just fine.
Hmm.
Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin.
She stops and smiles. Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
I mean, if it's the bougie lady on the yacht saying this, then it must be true. Wait, there are two of him?
Yes. Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Wait, so... is it public knowledge that they're twin brothers and that they switch to circumvent the term limits? Huh. Okay, what about the Union itself, outside the brothers Clare?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Alright, so we'll have to remember the Débardeurs.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to you.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
an effective advocate for the rights of local working men, a giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol, basically a socialist mob? I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. I mean, I like to, with these kinds of games, I like to play as myself. But I'm not really sure, so like, I'm pro-union, obviously. And I have to take this with a, well, if Kim says that they're a crime syndicate, that they're essentially a mob now. I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess they are effective, I'm sure they get stuff done, so why not?
Why do you think so?
Her voice is calm. There's only curiosity there.
What she calls corruption is simply an aesthetic category.
Hmm. Talking in aesthetic categories is the privilege of the overclass. From what I've seen, most people are just trying to survive. Yeah, true. Between Evrard the Human Leech and Measurehead, this union sounds like a motley crew. I'm into it, wink. Sounds like they're all Revachol. I'm all Revachol too, to hell with the rest. They're good labormen, can't fault them for a little corruption. I think I like the first one better. Yeah.
Point taken. But enough about Evrard. What else can I do for you?
Alright. Yeah, it's good that we exhaust dialogue anyway, because we get a lot of interesting information, background. One more thing. You said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked.
Hmm?
There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore. Or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Wait, is that Sylvie? Sylvie is, we spoke to her last episode, I think, on the radio. I think she's the one who called us to report the crime, the lynching. And she's like, don't talk to me again, like, I couldn't return to work. So I wonder if that's her.
This forewoman, her name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name, and I don't have access to the Union's files.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
You're on a boat.
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Technically, the neighboring Ozone and Fas Alamer island groups are archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast, is a single fertile landmass, the fourth largest island in the world. It is not an archipelago.
Wait, I thought Le Caillou was one big island.
Okay, if you want to get technical. The point is, we're all on islands here, and sail is still the most expedient way to get from one island to another, especially when you're in a hurry to resolve a strike.
Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
It's a machine for crossing long distances. Wait, but what am I responding to? Yes, I do. What? Actually, that motor carriage is for crossing. Neither is this a toy. It's a machine for crossing between the city and the. You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around because she's rich. Yeah, I don't know what yes I do is in reference to, so we'll go, why?
Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
It'll come off like I'm envious and I'm not. Why am I even thinking about this? I have police work to do. Actually, yes, I need to nail her for this.
Before you do, it might be pertinent to ask a few more questions. Learn whatever you can about this boat of hers.
Let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on, going for the kill. Yeah, let's do that.
Oh my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Yes, exactly. But I see mundo, class war time, baby. No, it's a symbol of our subjugation to foreign capital, the bad kind of capital. Get out of line. Yes, exactly.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
He doesn't look like he thinks you'll best her in single combat.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
So my only option is reaction speed, fire back quick. 42%. Okay. Darn.
She takes a sip.
It's gonna happen.
Okay.
Something is about to happen. Point to your head in here.
Of course.
Nothing happens for quite a while.
They will come from my head, the arguments, or wave your hand next to your head. It will help.
It doesn't.
Keep waving your hand.
My, it's as if there's a tiny spinner on the side of his head and he's reeling thoughts out.
Except he isn't.
A thought isn't going to come out of my head into my mouth, and I will say. A thought is going to come out of my head and into my mouth, and I will say it. Keep doing it. Alright.
No worries. We can just go back to discussing my fast, large, interminably middle-class boat.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly Fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
Yeah, so we probably have to, level up certain skills to better negotiate. Actually, it's been a while since I've looked at the skills. Oh, yeah. We did level Inland Empire, hunches and gut feelings, dreams and waking life. But we don't have any skill points. Yeah, we can't level up anything right now. But yeah, Psyche is our lowest stat. And yeah, that's your power to influence yourself and others, so, alright. Fine. Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Okay, but what kind of boat is it?
It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
The eel's hips.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Okay, well, Kim, I'm just trying to cover all bases, I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Alright, that's it.
Hey. Psst.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
I wonder if that's because of my responses. How come there's word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pockets, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
This is fascinating. Oh, right, that sounds like me. I haven't said anything like that. I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those.
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it. You're about to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind.
No, you see, I'm an enlightened centrist. I look at both sides. I think both sides are bad. Alright.
Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Wait, first, what's this communism even about? Roll up your sleeves and start building communism. It's too tiring, I don't have it in me on beatdown. I want to see where this goes. Wait, first, what's this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
Workers of the world unite, baby.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
Sounds kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Now get to work, comrade.
Roll up your sleeves and start building communism. Opt in. I'm all in, baby.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, what? Firing squads? You didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
I don't want to be authoritarian. Roll your sleeves up further and breathe in the pristine air. Thought gains. Thanks for the autosave. -2 visual calculus. Look like reaction. Internalized. Alright, so we currently have Lonesome Long Way Home internalized. We're 79% done with that. We finished volumetric shit compressor. We'll keep this on for now. Alright. Yeah, the only other person I can think of to talk to is Mañana. So let's go back and talk to him, I guess. Because apparently we haven't spoken to everybody yet. Yeah, it just started snowing, didn't it? Wow. Everything's different. Oh wait, that's the yard. We don't want to go there yet. God. I love everything about this. The music, the writing. Alright. Mañana.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Okay, so yeah, we only have this option. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
He flips a coin toward you. Oh, we got a high check though. Try to catch it.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Appreciated.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to...
He nods toward the protesters.
You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing though.
The Union has problems getting by?
Nothing to worry about really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike though.
Every little bit helps, you know.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs.
He looks at them in disbelief. Okay, that looks like everything. Okay. So we did that. I know we can't go through... Yeah, that door is hermetically sealed. And then there's, Measurehead. I don't think we can talk to anybody else. That's Kim.
Last we saw, your race was being superseded by the Seminese.
I guess let's exhaust his dialogue. You're right about all this. Now,
Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race.
Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminese?
The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites.
He must think redheads are immigrants.
Hmm.
The drawings are precise and
Oops.
true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be small.
Okay, real quick, because I skipped something. Why won't you let it? Oh, let me read the thing. Oh dear. Oh wait, because I skipped something by mistake. Measurehead said, "I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt." Yeah, so phrenology is a pseudoscience, and it was used to justify centuries of racism. It's all bullshit. And then the drawings are precise. Okay, so he showed me the drawings. One thing, however, it's not entirely free of throwbacks. His large jaw could be indicative of criminalism. His earlobes should be smaller. So I could play into this, I guess. Are you sure? I mean, that jaw is clearly an atavistic stigmata. Your earlobes are too big. You sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? You're right, that's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance. Let's talk about the jaw.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Okay, girl.
Babe, thanks. But I got this.
Mm-hmm. So we have a very high chance to subscribe to his advanced race theory. I really don't want to, though, but... Alright, fine. I don't really mean it, though.
Go ahead.
What?
Don't be shy. Just ask for race secrets.
How did I fail that? No, I'll better not say anything.
That's understandable. Jean-Luc Measurehead is a sage and an intellectual giant of race theory. Who are you, handmaiden of Al Ghul?
So obviously, if we failed like the high percentage one, clearly we will succeed the low percentage one. I don't really want to, okay? Kim, anything? I just don't know who else to talk to. Because these are the gates, right?
How can I help you?
Oh, okay, there's something new. The Measurehead thing didn't go well for me. Could you help me with that somehow?
Sorry. Busy surveying the situation. I'm sure you'll figure something out. You guys have all sorts of gadgets these days.
Gadgets. I wonder if that's a clue.
Wiretapping, telescopic batons, futuristic circuit bending to infiltrate harbor machinery. Maybe you could even knock that Kowalson crane over using some remote controls.
Oh, we did see a crane, I think.
Or calling in tactical air support. You guys have air support, right?
Turn to Kim. Wait, we have air support? Why didn't you tell me?
Because we don't. We don't have air support or any of those other things.
Alright.
I get it. Hush hush about the secret technology.
He pats the side of his nose with his index finger.
Alright, I may have some advice for you on how to deal with Jean-Luc there, out of solidarity to the RCM. It's low in technology, however.
Yes?
First, don't fight him, obviously. Second, get him to share his theory by being subordinate. Admit your lack of expertise. Basically grovel. That's how I do it. You're welcome.
Yeah, I tried that. It didn't work.
Maybe that would work. We'll have to see.
Alright. Here goes nothing.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Okay, we have a +1 from Mañana's hint. And this is very high, 97% though. Come on. Baby needs a new pair of socks or whatever the phrase is.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Measurehead, I'm new to this world. Help me understand its races. I need to know what kind of different races are there.
Do you?
The lieutenant, let's see. I do. This is for the thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
Believe me, if I could avoid doing this, I would, but... Alright.
You are obviously a liberal. Königsteiners. My people simply call them Maun.
Mahun is a derogative term for first world people of Gotvoldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Suru and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant.
Antipa and Racial Coldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
I'm pretty sure history hasn't lasted that long. The revolution sounds like it was actually very good and necessary.
to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
Let's discuss something else.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
If we go over all that again, do we have to like sit through all that again, or?
There is nothing funky about them.
Okay.
There are 3 categories of race. Type A, Type B, and the vile CF race Common of pederasty. Which one do you need?
Okay, so we already did this.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss.
Alright, that's it. Let me see something. Put the theory idea into a free internalizing slot in your head. If there are no free slots, free one up. Then pass some time, and when it's internalized, return to measure it. This is how thinking is done. But do I really need to do this? Hang on, getting my thoughts. The jam mystery? We still have drivers to talk to. -1 drama, fooled by the absurdity. I really don't want to internalize this one. Does Kim have anything to say?
Yes?
Not yet. Let's see if Mañana has anything new to say.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
No. Let me down. There. What's this?
A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie, but a goldie.
Who drives these?
Not many people outside of Grad. And Revachol West too, it appears.
Hey Kim, check this out.
A Stash Ryko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Hold on, maybe I can impress him. Do I know what happened last time? No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue. The colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white. The colors of the Stars Ryko.
Let me guess what happened last time, Kim. Blue and white are the colors of Zhimsk. Someone painted it, got his Zhimsk mad, and boom, murder happened.
That's, well, yes, exactly it, more or less. Except it was a crowd of them. Tore him out of the vehicle and ran him over with his own tires. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Zhimsk community protested the trial, flying the colors. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Who are the community? What they sentenced the killers to? Kim, could our hangman have been the driver of this car?
I tried to avoid drawing far-gone conclusions like this before actually examining the body, but my initial guess is the two are unrelated.
Hate to correct you, Kim, but only 4,395 people were at the protest.
Is that so, officer? I'll take you at your word.
Who are the Zhimsk community?
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
What they sentenced the killers to?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Interesting. Before we proceed, I've got an opinion on this paint job.
Yes, detective?
They should have left it baby blue.
You sure you're not James?
He shares a smile with you only for a second.
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way. 4 to 5% maximum.
I don't think we have anything else to say.
An opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
Okay. Yeah, we already talked to you. Oh, okay, we'll go around. Talk to you, the found driver.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
I don't know if we tried the empathy thing, but let's try it.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Okay, well... Man, you look sad. What's going on with you? Or, hey Tommy, spill the beans. What's troubling you?
Man, nothing's troubling me. Just the usual Lorman tropes and hopes. The road and the rhymes. This jam ain't helping either.
That all the beans you got, Tommy? Damn. It really is hard to talk, man to man.
Okay, so now we've done everything for him. Let's talk to the lorryman one more time, because I'm pretty sure these three are the only... These are the three drivers. I don't know if there are more.
Something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
No, we already did this. What's this?
This Post Lavatorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front. A faint sticker on the side reads, RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102, with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
Good mail delivery box?
The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
I feel you, mail collection box.
The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder. Then you swallow.
Okay. I think we'll stop here for this episode. So we had to like sit through like, you know, different theories, like talking with Joyce and then Measurehead, and I feel like we made progress, but there's a lot more I'm sure that we can do. I really want to just talk to all the drivers already and continue with Joyce's quest, but we do have a pry bar that we got from last episode, so I think we can use that to open the big can thing. But that'll have to wait till the next episode. So, thank you so much for being here with me. Leave a comment down below if there's anything that I've missed. Please keep it spoiler-free. Remember to save your progress, and I'll see you in the next video.